Right. Welcome, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AfterLife Podcast. So, my name is Kaffers. Obviously, I am the token girl on the AfterLife server. We have Mr. Puffingfish, who is the only non-boomer who's come to join us. Redstone, awesomeness, and so forth. We have Wintertooth, and moving on swiftly, we also have Kyle Blane.
Moving on swiftly. Oh,
Wintertooth 100. Here to save the podcast.
Wintertooth, who is a smelly bear. And of course, my wonderful co-host, Mr. Kyle Blane,
Yep.
who has his own mug. Super special. Cavus smell.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How dare you?
My wife just finished it. My wife just finished it before we got together and started.
I am deeply, deeply betrayed by this.
She was like, you tell her this was not my idea and you made me do this. It was either going to be Kaffers Smells or Kaffers Kicks Kittens. It was going to be one of those two.
Kaffers Kicks Kittens. That would have been very funny as well.
Hey, I told her, if I'm going to buy you this cricket, you've got to let me use it. Or, well, you've got to let me let you use it for me. So this
let me let you use it. This is emotional blackmail.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to the afterlife, where this is usually the conversations that happen.
That's right. So as Jay does, we usually have some ads to kick off the podcast, but we're going to do it a little bit differently today because we've been tasked with rapping. So here we go. I'm going to rap through our ads. Y'all ready? We've got a few ads. Get them out of the way. You can listen to us anywhere except Google Play. They dropped that like a bad habit recently, but now I'm gonna rant, but I miss it desperately. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon. There's a link to our Discord in the description. You can also find a list of all our members there and links to their channels, even the bear. Let's move along with the show. It's gonna be tough to stay on track with the boomers and Puff.
Nailed it.
All right. My rap is out of the way. We have been challenged. Everybody has to rap at some point.
Oh yes, I was scribbling mine down in my notebook whilst we were like introducing. I've got it. Right. Let's see. Where are we going to start then?
Actually, before we get started, two things. One, if you have any questions you'd like to submit them to my Twitter. Tweet them to me, and I'm going to go through them as we're talking and whatnot. And yeah, that's just where we're going to do it. So don't put them in chat because they're going to go away. Also, I just want to say huge thank you to Jay for letting us do this. They kind of, you know, talked big about Jay on the last podcast, and he quickly changed the subject. But Jay isn't here to change the subject. Now, if he wants to edit this out of the...
we can say nice things about him and he can't shut us up.
Like, I'm really proud of Jay for letting us do the podcast. Like, the four of us, Winter and I are the oldest members, and we've only been here a year now. So...
isn't Kaffers older than me?
Well, I mean, as far as being members of AfterLife. Yeah, Kaffers is our old maid. But so Jay...
An old maid who is currently wearing Sailor Moon pajamas. Sorry, you guys don't get to see that.
Oh man. I'm proud of Jay though, because like he really released the reins, and I had some ideas that I wanted to try, and he was like, go for it. He's been very hands off. I'm not like that. If I'm asking someone else to do something that normally I'm in charge of, I'm like, this is my baby. I have to be on top. No, Jay hasn't been like that. Jay has been super cool. AfterLife would not be AfterLife without Jay. So Jay, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Anyways, now we can move on to our topics.
Yeah, well, the first one is, how has the pandemic been recently? And do feel free to like add your own 2 cents in chat. You know, we want to hear from you guys as well. Like, how has the pandemic been treating you recently? The second go around in the UK has not been as great, I would say. But you guys start. You tell me a bit about your pandemic experience so far.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll take it because mine's easy. As a content creator, I haven't left the house in a year anyway, so this otherwise has had no effect on me.
Nice.
I have basically Actually, my school opened up again, so I have to go into school, which is a little weird. But
Ooh.
other than that, it's been pretty normal. So, because I stayed home a lot, so
I
Feel that. Stay home and all the time.
yeah. Mine's been fine. I actually thoroughly this is going way back to almost a year ago now. I was like the only person, my wife and I were like the only people of our friends and people that we worked with that we thoroughly enjoyed quarantine. Like I was happy to be home and working from home. Like it was great. And you know, work has had to adapt to it. The kids love virtual school because they get to go hang out with my mom all day, and she does their virtual school, which she's a retired school teacher, so she does it really well, way better than I do when I have them on Fridays. But yeah, no, it's been good. How about you, Ms. Caffers?
Well, I thought any of you who were in my stream earlier probably know what I'm about to say. This morning I proposed to my boyfriend, so we are now
Yay!
engaged.
I hadn't heard that. Congratulations!
We are gonna get married. So
Awesome.
he knew he did know I was gonna do it because I had to find out how big the ring size was.
Okay, so I had to run to the store. And when I ran to the store and I got back out in my car and started your stream back up in my car, that's when I hear you say, Kyle's going to be my bridesmaid.
Yes, and there's the context for you. There's the context.
I thought we were talking about some joke marriage in Minecraft. No, you were talking about real life.
I am really genuinely going to get married.
Well, now I feel bad about Kaffer's smells on my mug.
No, don't feel bad. I can take the flak.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it was cool. So I said to his parents follow like quite an unusual religion called Baha'i. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
What's his face? Dwight Schrute is Baha'i. What's his face?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Wilson.
that.
Rainn Wilson, yeah.
I've learned a lot about
Baha'i.
Baha'i.
Dwight Schrute for real. I'm like, that's
no. Sorry, Rainn Wilson is. Yeah, that's how I know about it.
But yeah, we were having like some conversation like a while ago about like how important it is in like the Baha'i tradition to have like the parents' permission. So like I called his parents about 4 weeks ago and asked them, and they just like went wild on the phone. They were like, "Oh my god, yes, of course! It's really weird that you're asking us, but yay!" So
That's
yeah,
so
that was
great.
all. It was all done by protocol, as you know. So it was very funny though.
That is so cool.
Right. Well, so the biggest topic that we have, probably that everybody's talking about at the moment, is Minecraft 1.17. I can speak. I have words. What do we think, guys? Who has actually tried it out? Like some of the things, some of the snapshots that have been coming out.
I have.
All right, what do you think, Puff? I want the
been a
person who knows
One
the
World
most to talk, because I have opinions.
Yeah, go on, Puff.
But
Well, I haven't messed with the blocks. I'm not too into that aspect of the game as much as a lot of you guys, but with the mechanics, I've definitely looked into how the shulker mechanics works. It's really interesting how that's actually my favorite change for 1.17. And one of my other favorite changes has been the world height, but it actually hasn't affected the lag in the game so much, which is what I was really worried about. And it seems that it's actually holding, which surprised me. But they can still add something that just crashes it. But as you guys know, I like to see bugs in the game, so there's a lot of those that I was very proud of and look forward to exploring in the future.
Puff is like, yes, it's broken.
Oh yeah, exploits.
Yeah, the best part is when they get fixed, so it's an unobtainable after that. So then I can go to that.
Then there's a
Nice.
nice series for you.
Pretty cool. Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about the height. I'm excited about the new verticality to it. Here's my concern is there's one aspect of Minecraft that I feel like they haven't made better, at least not in any really good way, and that is exploration. Like, give me a reason to explore other than, ooh, this area looks pretty. Like, I want them to put in like super rare items or enchanting books. Like give us like, even if it's just like sharpness 6 enchanting books that you can only find by finding them in a chest. Like you can't get them from villagers, you can't create them. Do something like that.
I think they might do something like that. They haven't hinted at it or anything, but with the new blocks being so much tougher to break, even with haste 2 efficiency 5, you can't insta-mine them. Why not just give us a efficiency 6? It has a faster mining speed, with netherite. I've tested it in a modded world.
Mm.
Netherite is genuinely much better
Oh, good.
with. That's my drink. Sorry.
I was wondering. I was like, who is interrupting Winter by opening up their soda?
Winter,
It
of
was
course.
Winter himself.
Nice.
No, like if they're gonna make the blocks harder to break, you're right. They should do something that adds exploration and efficiency 6 at least.
Yeah.
For the pickaxe, netherite pickaxe to insta mine it would be amazing.
Or like a special tool for that specific block.
Well, they
that
did
is-
hint at like a lot of the archaeology stuff, which I haven't really seen them
Oh.
add in yet.
Mm.
That is also like another thing, because that would be a great way. You go and do a little bit of like your archaeology, and you find very rarely that like efficiency 6 book, and like there's only like a limited number of them like in the world, so they become like
would
very
say-
precious.
They should make it so you cannot combine efficiency 5s.
Yeah,
Right.
You have to
Exactly.
Find it.
You have to find
Maybe
the book.
Right. See, I want it to be in a way that like so here's what it is. Like I feel like people like Puff and Winter who can make I guess Caffers has done this a little bit too. But Puff and Winter who make these big farms and can get all this stuff from villagers or whatever y'all build. I want a way to be rewarded for what I like to do, which is explore. Like, I don't know. And I feel like
I think that's a valid point, actually. I think that is a valid point. I mean, the only thing that, like, I remember back in the day when the only thing worth finding was like the Farlands, and we kind of need something. I like the idea of like some of the mods that you can get, like Valhasia, where there are like structures as well for you to find. That kind of gives you a bit more incentive to go out rather than just like your jungle temple.
Now, that being said,
your desert
there is
temple.
still one vanilla structure that I have never found. The what you call it, the mansion thing.
Yeah, I've never found that either.
Never found it.
I found them
Well,
twice.
it's because they put it 12,000 to 20,000 blocks away. Like I was making a video recently talking about world size, and I got my math wrong, so I never posted the video.
Nice.
It occurred to me making that video is like, in what single player world have I needed to travel 20,000 or more blocks away? Pretty much never. I think I've done it one time in a world. So to put your mansion out that far, like I ain't gonna go out there.
Yeah.
Like, in any world I've played, I've done it one
Is
time.
there only
like,
ever one of them in like the whole world?
is there
The
what?
Woodland Mansion?
No,
Is there only
there's
ever one of
multiple.
them?
No,
there's
there's the
multiple.
bunch. They
Yeah, they're just really far away.
probably thousands,
Um,
tens of
There's
thousands.
actually, it's just seed chances. You can find seeds where they're really close to spawn, like within 100 blocks.
Yes, I've seen those.
It's not like strongholds where they have a ring type of spawning pattern, I guess, or generation.
Oh yeah,
pattern.
I saw an Il Mango video about that where they like calculated where they were based on like one they'd found, and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool though. Well, I'm one of those
Dragon
people.
in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I
Kyle,
just
only explores. Also, Kyle never explores.
Just ignore Hill Dragon.
just ignore Hill Dragon.
Ignore him. You're
Yeah. I mean,
embarrassing
in
me.
my personal opinion, Kyle.
That was
Be shush
funny.
now. Be shush now. I was gonna say, like, the thing about 1.17 and the same with 1.16 as well is I like look at the snapshot videos and stuff, but I don't explore them, at least not any meaningful way, until it actually comes out. I'm very much like I want to experience it, like the version that comes out in that kind of like untouched way. I guess.
I agree. It's funny.
I wanna be ready
Minecraft,
for
I
the-
kind of like avoid spoilers, but then there's movies like that I like eat up the spoilers because I just don't care. But Minecraft, it's like, no, I want to find it on my own. Well, part of it is because I went into Minecraft originally thinking it was dumb. And
Yeah.
because the only people I
Me
knew
too.
that played it were like annoying teenagers. And the way they played it, it was dumb. But then I discovered
Yeah.
there was all this new stuff to it. I will never forget the first time I saw an Enderman. I didn't know they existed. And I was huge into Marble Hornets and Slender Man and all that stuff. So when I saw the Enderman, I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know it was a reference to Slender Man in some abstract way. I freaked out and I turned the game off. I was a grown man playing Minecraft.
Amazing.
I remember the house that I had built and was living in, and I remember seeing that Enderman pop up. And then he got in my house because my house was 3 blocks tall. And he's like screaming. I
Oh.
freaked.
Minecraft is by far the scariest game ever made.
For sure.
Yeah,
It
I'm making a
still to
video
this
about
day
that
jump
now.
scares me.
I'm making a video at the moment about like peaceful, like making peaceful mode better, but like I sort of go into, I'm like, Minecraft is a horror game, like jump scares and the soundscaping as well. Even if
Yeah.
there's no monsters in the cave, you get the weird soundscaping kind of things. It really is like a proper horror game.
And there's nothing
And I
scarier
think a lot of
than
people forget that.
there's nothing scarier than digging straight down, right, Puff?
Actually, I'd beg to differ. It's digging straight down in a UHC that's really scary.
It's really scary.
In very specific conditions.
Who would ever do that?
If you do that in regular survival,
Eh.
but in a UHC, it's quite nerve-wracking.
Listen, that moment really was like one of those GIFs or videos you see on Reddit or whatever that are like intended to be like, oh my goodness, look at this crazy sequence of events that they clearly put together, except yours was really not planned. Like
I know,
you
yeah,
dropped
kind of
into a mine shaft and there was a zombie and a creeper and a cave spider.
It was
bad.
like one of those "this will trigger you if you watch it" videos. Speaking of which, we've got the YouTube Shorts. Now, I think that Winter should begin talking about these because he is our man of research. Regale us, Winter, with what you have found out about Shorts.
That's true. For a couple of weeks, I was uploading a short pretty much every single day. I have an entire Excel spreadsheet of the video when it came out, when it hit the shelf, how many views it got, like all the stats. And I can definitively say I have no idea what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
Yes. That's what I wanted to hear.
There is no discernible pattern I can regale from this. Like I have one video that got 167,000 views called the Minecraft Super Smart Piston. And the only tag that was ranked was Super Smart Piston. So I decided to put that tag in other videos. And it didn't do anything.
Wow.
I have no indication as to why that specific video did so well. There's nothing. Like I have all the information, nothing tracks. In fact, I even have the percentage average viewed, and it's one of my lowest percentage average views. So it's, of all my shorts, it's the one people are most likely to click off of, and it has the most views.
Wow, that's really random.
Yeah, and that's my issue with shorts is the unpredictability of it mixed in with the delay of the data, and it's just annoying. And I've kind of felt the same way with TikTok. Ultimately, here's what really annoys me with shorts, and this, let me say, this applies to no one here, no one in AfterLife. This does not apply to any of y'all. But I've seen people who I know who put out shorts that are really super low effort and not interesting in the slightest, and they blow up. And I'm like, who are these people that are enjoying this so much that it's blowing up? Like, this is dumb.
Oh my gosh.
Then my mind thinks, these are not my target audience, so I'm gonna like only do shorts tastefully and sparingly. And now actually I've started a second channel that I decided, you know what? I don't care what happens to this channel. I'm just gonna, any short ideas I have that I don't think will do well on the main channel, I'll put them on the second channel. And the first one I did fairly well for a channel with no subscribers. It got like 600 views, and I was like, hey, I'll take that.
Damn.
It's an interesting way to like research it as well, to see what sticks.
Because
I would just
my reasoning for not doing it on my main channel too is because I'm the type of person that if I found a new YouTuber through a video and then I went to their channel and saw that it was flooded with shorts, I would be the one to go, oh, this isn't a person for me. And then I wouldn't subscribe and I wouldn't watch anymore.
Well, see, I think that's the trick too. I discovered on TikTok that if you consistently upload multiple videos every day, that's how you get your traction really quickly. I think the same is true for YouTube, because when I was doing them super consistently, one every day, that's when I was getting the most views on them. And then when I swapped to doing it up, twice a week max, like they just do not perform anymore. So having said that, I have a new short coming out in 6 minutes, so be sure to check it out.
Nice. I find Shorts, and I haven't really experimented with as much as you guys have, but like TikTok as well, I find really just quite demoralizing because you put a lot of effort, and I have like a certain bar of effort that I will put into a video, and I can't just like physically can't make myself do it any less than that. And with all of that effort, you get almost nothing in return. So it's like, well, what's the reward value here? Like, what am I, what is this platform actually doing for me? And I think a lot of people don't ask themselves that question sometimes. They're kind of like, oh, I need to work really hard. But it's like, actually, what effort is this platform putting in to make that like work that you're doing worthwhile?
Jay needs clarification on what effort is.
What is this thing called effort?
Well, I have an interesting opinion on shorts. It kind of links to the effort thing. I think they actually, I don't like the way that YouTube has formatted them because it makes it a lot like a lot of different social medias, right? And although YouTube is a social media, it's very unique that you get, documentaries, you get reality, you get Minecraft Let's Plays, you get all sorts of stuff. Whereas with these other social medias, you're kind of getting like blind content, and that's what YouTube is trying to do with that, I think. And whenever you click on one of them, you're not just gonna see one, you're gonna see at least 5. And I don't like how it just completely leads on and on and on. So I did do a few. I don't particularly support them though, so yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing, like trying to capitalize on like that type of content and see if it works. I think they could probably work on some other things on their algorithms and other things and put their effort somewhere else. Maybe even listen to the people that create content for their platform. That's just my opinion, though.
Well, one thing I'd like to see come of this that I think they maybe they're trying to correct with shorts, and maybe I'm just reading into this too much. But for forever now, they've been pushing content that was, the magical 10-minute mark. And what ended up happening was you ended up with people who had a tutorial that should only take a minute or two, stretching it out to 10 minutes, making the content bad. And now it's like they're saying, oh, no, we like short content. We like short content here. Make your tutorials shorter, which I'm all for shorter tutorials, but I don't like the delivery of it.
They changed it to 8 minutes, so
Oh, it's 8 minutes the magic number now? Okay, great.
It is. They did. That was a big deal actually when they changed it to 8.
Actually, I think like, if you make it 8, there's still one form of advertising you can't do. I noticed on the upload page. There's still one thing you can't do, and I forget which one it is.
Oh, interesting.
But you get like 98% of all the advertising stuff for 8 minutes.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think as Tim is saying in the comments, I think actually they really need to take it down to like 6 or maybe even 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And just have like a banner ad perhaps on like those type of videos. Because they do want, the way that people absorb content on the internet is definitely changing. And it is interesting. I think Kale also said like they kind of YouTube kind of wants to have an all-in-one platform, but is that possible or practical?
Right.
Would be my question.
Well, the problem with social media content is people get their content from these things now, and so if your videos aren't made for this, 90% of people watch from these things. So like you're gonna miss out on a huge chunk of people. So I think that's where what YouTube is thinking business wise. Everyone's their stats are showing 90% of people are watching from their phones. So make content for a phone so you can reach them. But that probably spells really bad news for good sized videos, not these stupid ones.
That way. What were you going to say, Puff?
Oh, I was just saying that I agree that, YouTube should probably more focus on the platform it already is instead of trying to be an all-in-one. Because I think the more it tries to do that, the more these other platforms might either overcome it or the other way around, which I guess is what they're going for. But
I think Winter has a point as well, though. Maybe they need to make it so that we can make 10-minute long videos that are meant to be viewed on a mobile phone.
Oh.
Sure.
I mean, competition's key. We just saw Twitter this week introduce their own version of Patreon. So it's like, all these top dogs are, if they don't have the features somebody else has, they're gonna, you're not gonna survive. You're gonna sink.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? I wonder if perhaps people have kind of lost the idea of maybe we should just do this one thing and people have to come for us for this one thing, and we like really capitalize on that and make it like the best that it can be. Whereas they feel like they need to diversify because capitalism.
I'm just waiting for the day, and I've joked about this a number of times, where someone releases a new social media app and their selling point is, we are just pictures. Because it's like everybody now is reaching out and doing all these
Instagram.
different things. And it's like, hey, remember Instagram back in the day? That's us. For now, until 3 years from now, when we implement vertical videos that are 10 seconds long.
Yeah, no, well, that's what Tumblr was originally, and look
Yeah,
what happened to that.
Man, I can't,
We are just
of all the websites that I can't believe are still around, Tumblr is at the top of that list.
Tumblr like ate itself. Like that is basically what happened.
Granted, I say that, I
Reddit's
assume it's
still
still around. I hear its name mentioned.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Apparently, it's really nice to go on there now because all of the weirdos have left.
Oh, they have. Oh, okay. I may have to go
Yeah.
Yeah,
revive
they all
my
went to
Tumblr.
Reddit. God, Reddit's a garbage fire.
I had a great Tumblr. I'll have to see if I can find it. It was where I posted all of my stories from when I worked in the IT department, the technical support specifically. And I would post all of the horror stories that would happen and conversations with clients and even fellow employees, the sales reps and stuff. But sometimes the best posts were when I took the audio from a voicemail, and like there was one in particular that I got, and the person was like, hey, so Johnny told me to call you and ask you to help me install a double click on my Mac because the Mac doesn't have a double click. I'm like, what is she talking about? Right click. The Mac didn't have a right click. And this was back when you had to activate the right click.
Oh, wow.
It was so great.
Pop,
Just
have
bad
you ever used
products.
the
That's all they want.
Minecraft
For advertising my own channel?
Reddit to get banned? Yeah.
Well, no. I've on the technical Minecraft Reddit, yeah, but they're way less strict, and I'm a technical Minecrafter, so I fit in. So
That is fair. That
Way
is
less
fair.
strict. That's the key. I've been banned from the Minecraft subreddit for a couple of years now.
Shout out to everyone in chat who's been banned from the Minecraft subreddit.
They're like, you can't do this, that, or the other thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I won't do any of those things. By the way, you're banned. Okay.
Okay, thanks. See you, I guess. Right, well, we have quite an interesting topic coming up, so I'm just like scratching my ear. Not that you guys can see because all I'm doing is jumping up around on the screen. So, Kyle, do you want to introduce this one? Because I had to look this up and I sort of know what it is.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
look at the glee on his face. He's so excited.
I'm chomping at the bit to talk about this. Okay, so
Go on, then.
people
Go
in
on.
chat, let me know if you know what the Mandela Effect is. Okay, don't go look it up. Don't go look it up because you're gonna ruin it. Okay, but if you do know what the Mandela Effect is, don't ruin it for everybody because this is hilarious. This is my favorite thing ever. So the Mandela Effect is named after Nelson Mandela, and let me read up the actual story. I took some screenshots.
Hopefully we'll know who Nelson Mandela is.
Yeah, if you don't know who Nelson Mandela is, he's a historical figure. There, that's him.
Great sum up.
So the theory is named after him. He died in 2013. However, countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. And so the Mandela Effect is when there is a historical event that happened and the society and culture at large remembers it differently. So there's a couple of these. We're going to end on the best one. A lot of these are just spelling things that I think is kind of lame, but a few of them I get, like Looney Tunes. Okay. How do you spell tunes in Looney Tunes?
TOONS.
Okay.
TOONS.
All right. Winner, what do you think?
That's what I would say too.
TUNES. It has always been
Really?
Looney
I was gonna say in my
Tunes.
brain, I see the U, but I think it's tunes as in cartoon.
Yep. It makes more sense to
Yeah,
TOONS.
I don't believe the Mandela Effect is real. I think it's just a bad memory because I can visually remember the U,
Right.
but my logic is
It is.
outweighing.
But there's
Yeah.
one in particular that I love that gets really funny. One that's really popular as well is the Berenstain Bears. It's not the Berenstain
GP's just
Bears.
mentioned it.
It's the Berenstain Bears. Continuing on with children's books, Curious George. A lot of people swear up and down he used to have a tail. I don't remember either way, but apparently that's a big one.
No.
Here's a
okay.
funny one that
George doesn't have a tail.
Yeah, George doesn't have a tail.
No.
Here's one that Caffers will love. There's a classic painting of King George VIII that everyone remembers having him holding a turkey leg.
Wow, that's a weird
That's
one.
a weird one, but
I've
people
never
swear
heard
up
of
and
it.
down that he was holding a turkey leg. Okay, here's one that our people will love. C-3PO. What color or colors is C-3PO?
Well, that's a full question.
Blue and white.
C-3PO? No,
Oh,
that's
no,
R2-D2, Catherine.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought
This is my dyslexia. I always forget which one is which.
Kale got it in
C-3PO is
chat.
gold,
I thought Caffers was making
but-
a joke about the dress. Is the dress white and blue or
I could've
black and
been.
gold or whatever?
So the original C-3PO is gold with a silver leg, but then you
Yeah.
go back to the prequel series where he doesn't have coverings, and then he's silver, and then in the latest ones he gets a red arm. So that's a loaded answer.
Right.
I
So,
think the thing is, I remember him being gold when I first watched the movies, but then when I watched the remastered versions, he does have like
Mhm.
a silver leg, and it's like maybe, but I think that's maybe more to do with the quality of the TV that we were watching it on at the time. So,
back
I
in the
don't know.
day when we got the color TV, before that, we just thought he was silver.
When I was very, very little, we did have a black and white TV. We didn't use it very often, but we did own
Oh,
one.
Did I
I
ever
had
have
one
a
when I
black and
was
white TV?
real
I
small,
don't think I
too.
did.
I was very, very young though.
And by me, I mean my parents.
A couple more from movies, or one more. Yeah, two more from movies. And again, most of these are really small. We're getting to the big one at the end. Snow White. Everyone quotes it as "mirror, mirror on the wall." Caffers, do you know what she actually says?
Oh, I think I do actually. It's like
It's like truest mirror on the wall,
You're
or
it's
Yeah.
not, you got,
Mirror.
it's magic mirror on the wall.
magic mirror.
yeah, magic mirror on the
So a
wall.
lot of these
Yeah,
are
it's
just-
not mirror, mirror.
We've just been misquoting it all these years, but this one's pretty big. Back to Star Wars.
It's like Luke, I am your father.
Right.
It's not
That's
Luke,
what
I
we,
am your
yep, that's
father.
literally
No.
the one I was at.
I am your
Yeah,
father.
he does not say Luke. Also,
Mm.
Hannibal Lecter does not say hello, Clarice. He says good morning.
Yeah.
But we all love to quote hello, Clarice. All right, so here's the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, winter.
Wait, before your big one.
Oh,
Before your big
Okay, I'm
one.
sorry.
Cappers and I were chatting before the podcast, and we talked about I said the Berenstain thing, and I'm like, oh wait, I'll just wait for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I legitimately owned a book that said Berenstain on like the plastic wrap and Berenstain on the book.
No.
So it's like a legit, like both spellings
Ooh.
exist in this world. That's why we have that.
Mm.
The
That's
packaging
interesting.
was misleading.
They misspelt it like on the packaging. That is cool.
Yep, that's a real thing.
Somebody lost their
I
job
always
over that one.
pronounced it as Berenstein.
Right.
Winter looks weird.
So
Wait,
Don't
'cause he's
listen
on
to
the
him.
floor over
Don't
here.
listen to him. You look fine. There you go. Oh, that's much better.
Are you guys familiar with Kate Sith from Final Fantasy VII? The robotic cats controlled by a guy from Shinra? Yeah, that's what's going on here. This is me.
That's what's going on here.
All right, so here's the big one. Winter, Caffers, Puff, maybe, but you're really too young for this one. Sorry. Or any
Aw, sad
boomers in chat. When you were little, probably elementary age, 10-ish, a little bit younger, do you remember the movie called Shazam, where Sinbad was a goofy genie?
Yes.
You
I
remember
do.
that?
It's not Shazam because that's Shaq. But Sinbad does play a goofy genie in a movie. That's a
No.
real thing.
Kazam was Shaq. Shazam never happened.
Really?
Shazam was not a movie. I'm so glad I got you guys. Yes.
Well,
Ah.
Shazam
I knew
was
that's what you were gonna say.
nope.
Shazam, Kazam, whatever.
Well,
but
and that's the
like,
thing is we
it's
somehow
a le-
mix
it's-
them.
It's letters off.
But Sinbad has
How
never played a
weird.
genie or anything like that.
Well, of course you're gonna mix them. It's like, abracadabra. Like you have those alliterations going through, and like It's easy to mix up the letters.
It is.
It's a memory thing. I'm telling you.
Well, it is. But this is the funniest one because I have met so many people who are like, yeah, I remember that movie. I remember seeing the commercial. There's one guy who worked at Blockbuster, which for you youngins, we used to have this store called Blockbuster where we would go rent VHS tapes, which is an old type of DVD that you used to have to rewind. And also you could get video games there. It was great. He worked at Blockbuster and he vividly remembers rewinding because people wouldn't rewind their VHSs. He remembers rewinding Shazam, but it never happened.
There's a whole movie called Be Kind Rewind.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Be Kind Rewind. Gosh, we didn't have a Blockbuster for years. We had like a local dodgy.
Okay. I'm taking a request from Jay here. I gotta keep you guys grounded here.
I just gotta say, Shazam is a real movie, and it does have wizards.
No, it's not.
He is from the DCEU. Yeah.
Yes.
Shazam is a DC hero.
Oh yeah. Shazam is a character.
Yeah, except he isn't. His name is Mr.
Shazam
Marvel.
the Wizard. It's Shazam the Wizard, and he gives his powers to the family.
Yes, he does.
I'm just saying, we have magic, and it's called Shazam.
We only used to go to Blockbusters to get ice cream. It's the only place that sold Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
All right. Well, I think Jay's ready for us to move on from boomer talk.
Whoa,
yeah,
Jay's not in charge of this podcast.
Oh,
he opted out. Remember,
you failed already.
Does the Matrix?
I tell you what, Puff, why don't you
let's talk about the Matrix for a little bit.
Right, Winter, call it like turn it down from 11. Oh, Puff's ready. Puff's ready. Right, Puff. I want you to select some questions from chat. Chat, now is your time.
Well, I did have one tweeted at me that we can start with, while Puff can find one in chat.
Yeah.
This is from Go Number 4. Which Ninja Turtle would you date?
Great question. Is this aimed specifically at me or at everybody?
No, we can all answer. And I'm ignoring the girl Ninja Turtle. She doesn't exist. She's not canon.
That's a Mandela Effect.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Leonardo because I feel like he would take the best care of me.
That's a good answer, actually.
This is a little bit of a cop-out, but yeah. I gotta say Master Splinter, the true Ninja Turtle.
Damn it, that was gonna be my answer. Splinter was always my favorite character. He was like the wise one who like could kick butt.
Or Shredder, because he's just cool. That mask is...
But the question was clearly Ninja Turtle. Come on.
Yeah,
the problem is
there's more
Ninja Turtles.
I don't remember them enough to like know like the difference between all four of them. My only thing that I do know is that one of my friends has an amazing T-shirt which is like the Ninja Turtles, but it's the actual Renaissance painters.
Oh,
but dressed as the Ninja Turtle.
It's
so good.
I've got a great story from like their first grade, second grade, something like that. And we were in art or talking about art or whatever, and the teacher asked us, can you name us any famous artist? Well, yeah, I can. And so I named off the 4 Ninja Turtles, and she rolls her eyes and says, you only know that because of the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, but I know it, you jerk.
But I know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your knowledge is invalid based on how you achieved it.
Yeah, right.
So funny.
All right, Puff, which Ninja Turtle would you date?
I don't know any of the Ninja Turtles, man.
All right, well, fine. Choose from this.
Do you want with the red panda? I like the red.
So yeah, you have a choice between the nerd, the leader, the rude, arrogant one, or the goofball.
Just not the rude, arrogant one.
That's the red one.
Okay, so not the red one.
Oh, not the red one. Vetoed.
Call it off.
Caffers, you never give an answer either.
I did. I said I was going to go for...
Splinter, that's right.
The Splinter.
Yeah, I know. Winter got there first. I was like, I'll go with the cool rat dude. Yeah. I just always remember him better than the actual turtles. I think I found them annoying, like the actual turtles when I was a kid. I preferred the more sensible character. That says a lot about me as a person, I think.
That offends me, which says a lot about me as a person.
We watched some wild cartoons when I was a kid, let me tell you, like some freaking ones that I don't think most people would like remember. I think because we got like a lot of reruns on like UK television of like very old cartoons because we had 5 channels when I was growing up. No, we had 4. We had 4 channels and then they introduced a 5th one.
That was 2 more than me.
Puff, we're back
Yeah.
into boomer talk. Rein her in.
Okay, guys. So,
What's the question, Pat? What's the question?
so
the
guys, chat hasn't really asked any questions yet.
Chat,
So
what's wrong with you?
come on, let's. Yeah, all right. But I did see a. So, The Matrix, right?
Oh. This is gonna be good.
And this links to the Mandela Effect.
Oh, good.
Kinda.
Back to Mandela Effect.
Kinda.
That's how
Okay,
you know
you
it's
got.
good comedy. It goes
Oh,
back to the
Hill
beginning.
Dragon. Sorry, I just have to say
So-
Hill Dragon has just become my favorite person.
So
And it's not, you've got the title wrong, Hill Dragon. It's Pirates of Darkwater. Sorry.
Ooh, Hill Dragon, come on.
Shh,
Continue,
Caffers,
Puff.
shh.
I apologize.
my question is, if a simulation was to exist, does this simulation have an end?
Hmm?
Yes, I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking about, and the answer is there's a 50-50 probability that we're living in a simulation.
But does it have an end? That's the question.
Yes, we would be the end if we're the simulation.
But what if it's a construct, so everyone is actually themselves, like in the Matrix? That's not the word, but you know what I mean.
I think that
Exactly, so
depends on what
50-50.
exists outside of the simulation.
Yeah, does anything
Okay.
exist outside of the simulation?
Okay.
So I don't
I
have a
mean,
good
but
answer.
that's a good-
Maybe.
I think what he's alluding to is the simulation theory,
Mhm.
where if there's a sufficiently advanced program that could make a perfect simulation of us, and then they could make a perfect simulation of themselves, infinitely down, what's the probability that we aren't one of the infinite, that we're the true reality? And I was watching Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he made a compelling argument. What's the one thing that all of these simulations have in common? They have the ability to make a perfect simulation of themselves. What can we not do today? Make a perfect simulation of ourselves. Which means we're either the real reality that hasn't reached that point yet, or we're the very last reality in the line of simulations that can't do it. So it's a 50-50, not an
Mhm.
infinite to 1.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I'm saying it's very
Science,
true.
nerds!
Science! Oh, I used to love this stuff when we used to do it. I used to do philosophy and ethics at school, and we used to talk about like M theory and string theory and like alternate universes and simulations and all kinds of stuff. There's lots of theories out there.
All right, Puff. I see we've got a new question.
We got a few. Yeah, I took some from the chat here. So
We do have more
Awesome.
topics
do
to
you
cover,
guys-
but we're gonna take a break for your
we
questions.
want to see what you can throw at us, chat.
how do you guys prefer your steak?
Medium rare, easy, next.
Depends
Okay,
on the
come
cut.
on, everyone.
Depends on the cut, but medium or medium well.
Always medium
Okay.
rare, no matter what.
I don't prefer steak, so we're just gonna
That's Kaffer's
ignore
answer
that
too.
one from me.
No,
Yeah.
I don't eat beef at all. I haven't eaten beef since I was very young.
I don't eat meat either.
Big
so-
fan. Big fan. Super big fan.
The next one that I thought was very interesting was, if you could say a single phrase to everyone in the world at the exact same time, what would you say?
If you could do what
Ooh.
now?
A single
You
phrase
know what I
to
would
everyone in
say?
the world.
Especially if I
Go
can,
on, Kyle.
especially if I can like control how it's said, it would totally be, "Hey you."
So
That's
you're
it.
sa- if I could say one thing to every person in the world, it'd be, God, did you fart? Just I just picture my face being upset with literally everyone all at the same time. Ah,
Wow. There's a good
What about
chance
you,
that a
Puff?
lot of those people did.
Yeah, exactly. Statistically speaking.
7.8 billion people. I mean, there's going to be a few.
Yeah. See, I'm very predictable. Mine would be, have a good day.
Everybody
I
just
would say-
unanimously smiles. Oh, thank you.
Have a good day.
I would say have an amazing day.
$1,
up.
Bob. You just got a one-upper like
Sorry.
that.
I like Kale Hamron. Server restarts in 5 minutes.
Oh man, that is so smart.
Oh, man,
Oh, that's so good.
I told you it's a simulation.
Beautiful. Simulation.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I got some tweets. Coming in. All right.
Oh, let's have them.
Let me read it first to make sure before I just read it live. Oh, okay. One was that one from Tim. Oh gosh, Jay. If you were to identify with a Disney princess, which one would everyone be?
Wait, I get a pick. Which one I would?
Yeah, which Disney princess do you most closely identify with?
What's her name? Meredith from Brave.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I ain't married no man. I should be better than all y'all.
That was great. A great impression there.
I would do the big hair, but I don't got it. I have to borrow some from Kyle.
some hair.
See, all my favorite Disney characters aren't the princesses.
That's sort of the point. You're a boy.
And none of them have beards. Well, but plenty of them are
I mean,
girls.
you can't relate to women. Thinky. What about you, Puff?
I'm trying to see if I can work this into that rap I have to do.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, here we go. But I don't know what rhymes, man. I'm bad at rhyming. So. Nah, none of these rhyme, man.
The rhyme is easy
actually-
for me. It's the pacing I can't do.
Yeah, that's the hardest bit.
Man, your 3/4 beat was whack.
Ting froze like Bell 100%. So funny.
If we could count Joy from What You Do, Hickey, what was that called? Inside Out? That's who I would pick, but she's not technically a princess.
Yeah, I mean, if we could pick anyone from a Disney film, I would say someone completely different. So let's go with both. Actually, like if I had to pick a Disney princess, even again, actually, the one I was thinking of isn't technically a princess. No, actually,
fair,
she
a lot of the princesses aren't really princesses.
Oh, it drives my wife
Yeah.
nuts when she sees Tinkerbell listed as a Disney princess.
she definitely
Princess
isn't.
of the Fairies.
We got it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Mulan because she works really hard for what she has by the end of the film. You know, she's like she starts off at like a really low point, and then obviously that's like my favorite type of movie. Like when you start off at the lowest point and then like reach the achievement at the end, because that's how
Got it.
martial arts movies go.
You're describing Hercules. The strongest man on the planet is super scrawny.
Hercules is not a
Somehow can
princess.
work out and be super buff.
Okay, you guys ready for my rap? Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
The princess I'd land on is Mulan.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yay!
I got it. I'm done.
Well done.
I just imagined you falling off a building and falling on her though, but that's okay.
You just door hinge the orange right there. That was impressive.
The 4-inch door, the 4-inch orange door hinge. Yeah.
Yeah, because if it wasn't a princess, then I would choose the older woman from Bedknobs and Broomsticks, who is like a witch who lives in the countryside and has to look after these children, and it's just like, well, I guess we will just go on a magical adventure.
All you non-boomers, go on Disney Plus tomorrow or after the streamathon and go watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Just go do it.
It's not good.
Or if you're gonna watch it, just watch the last like 15 minutes because that is my favorite part of the film.
Oh, it's so good.
Like, if you could be any relate to anyone in Disney, it has to be Hades. He's so sassy.
He's
from
so
Hercules.
sassy. Oh, so sassy. What I love is that voice actor after he did the role. Who is it? I forget his name. Help me out here, guys. Yeah, it's what's his face? I do know who he is. I'm just forgetting his name.
Google.
James Woods.
Is it James Woods?
Mm-hmm.
It is James Woods.
Yeah, because he basically
he's the one they make fun of on Family Guy. That's right.
Yeah, because he said after he did it, he said to Disney, basically, like, if you do anything at all with this character, like, I will voice it. So he voices it in the TV show, in the
Oh.
games. He even voices it in like the what was it, Kingdom Hearts? That's him as well. Like, he voices it in everything. Like, he does Hades because he just loved the character so much.
Hades is fantastic.
He is fantastic.
All right, well, I think it's time for us to involve Chad a little bit and play some Two Truths
Go
and a
on,
Lie.
Ooh, here we go.
So here's what we're gonna do.
This took me days to prepare for.
So here's what we're gonna do, chat. We're going to include you in on this. There's this new feature called predictions, and you can like wager channel points or something. I don't know how it works, but we're gonna learn together how this works. So here's what's gonna happen is we're gonna take turns. Each one of us is going to present you with two truths about ourselves and a lie. Your job is to find the lie. Now, Hill Dragon, keep your mouth shut.
This is your only warning.
Like, just in general, if you know one of us well enough to know the answer, don't tell chat. Don't ruin the game for everyone.
Cry.
Right.
Predictions are only 2 choices, though.
Oh, are they?
According to Chaos.
Okay, well, never mind then. We'll do a poll.
Yeah, just say it in chat or whatever.
That's a shame. We'll do a poll.
I know.
Here we
Failed
go.
feature. Give feedback.
Create new poll. Yeah, seriously. All right, I'll go first. I'll type mine up. What is Kyle's lie? Okay, so 2 truths and a lie. Are you ready? Okay. NSYNC once opened for my band. I was once in a recording studio in Nashville the day after Prince, recording an album, to be specific. And then my first job was I was a clown at an NFL team's games. Okay? So let me type these up. NSYNC opened for my band.
You two should be laughing.
Was in recording studio after Prince. Oh, whoops. That's too long. Studio after Prince, and then clown for NFL. No additional votes. Duration 1 minute. Start the poll. Here we go. What is Kyle's lie? What is Kyle's lie?
Can we spitball ideas? Let's.
Yeah, if you know the answer, you can vote for it, but don't say it, Art. Don't say it. Oh yeah, y'all talk about it. Y'all discuss. What do you think?
I just want to speculate. The NSYNC one stands out to me as being a little sus. The only way I can see that happening is if
I'll say this, and here's a trick.
No, you don't say anything.
No. It's okay.
No.
The trick to this game is your lie has to have some truth to it.
Yes, yeah.
My lie has truth to it.
That they would open for you seems sus.
Guys,
Maybe
I don't know. That clown
maybe the
thing.
reverse, but they're not even together anymore, are they?
I don't know about the clown, man. That
You're looking
just
for the
doesn't
lie.
make sense
You're
to me.
voting on what the
clown.
lie is.
The clown is that one's
Time's running out.
I don't see
I
it.
should have done longer than a minute.
Oh,
Okay. So
everyone thinks it's the NSYNC one.
62% said
vote.
NSYNC, 31% said studio after Prince, clown for the NFL. Okay, let's start.
Ah, thinks he knows.
Art.
I'm gonna be right. I know it.
Okay, so what do you guys think? What's the lie?
The clown.
I voted for the Prince one because I literally have no idea. Although I'm a bit suspicious of the clown one as well.
The clown.
Winner, what do you think?
100%.
I'm just gonna stick with the NSYNC. Gotta go with my guns here.
Okay, so I was a clown for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was my first job. We were terrible clowns, but I was in high school and it paid $25 an hour. So
Nice.
that was really good money for a high schooler. So in high school, I was at an art school and we played at a big state convention where before we went out and performed, NSYNC came out and sang the national anthem. Now it was
wow.
it was NSYNC minus Justin Timberlake.
So it's not NSYNC.
He was starting, but it was NSYNC. He was still in NSYNC. He was just busy being Justin Timberlake.
But I mean, he's the only one that matters.
Right.
So.
Now, the truth to after the studio with Prince is kind of twofold, kind of. I recorded an album in a studio in Nashville the day after Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
But a buddy of mine I went to high school with played bass and toured with Prince in one of his last tours. So that's the extra fun tidbit there. So good job to everybody who said studio after Prince.
Someone's gonna have to type him out for me.
Well, yeah, it's gonna have to be Kyle because of his stream.
Oh
Go
yeah,
on then, Puff.
I'll type them out as you give them.
Okay, so first we've got I've broken my arm on my 5th birthday. I've been bitten by a snake, and I have been on a cruise ship.
God, those are all so reasonable.
Yeah, they're like reasonable and like generic, aren't they? Ooh.
Those are all like, I know somebody who did all those things.
Uh-huh.
All right, starting poll. What is Puff's lie? Broken arm on 5th birthday, bit by snake, been on a cruise.
This is a tricky one. I think it's the broken arm one. I think maybe you sprained it or something instead of broken it.
Right. I also think there's that extra detail of on his 5th birthday that he's trying to throw us off by the detail. So I'm gonna vote for broken arm as well.
I'm gonna go with snake for reasons I don't want to discuss.
Okay. I could also see it being on a cruise.
I know more about Puff, and something about the snake stands out to me as being.
I'm in Florida, so like everybody's been on a cruise in Florida.
And everyone's been bitten by a snake.
And everyone's been bitten by a snake in Florida. That's right.
I mean, in Florida, aren't they like pythons or something? So nobody gets bit; they just get eaten.
Did you get bit?
Did you get bit though?
All right, viewing results.
Whoa,
43% said broken arm. All right, Puff.
Okay. So that's actually completely true.
Wow, dang.
The lie is that I was bitten by a snake.
Oh.
Right.
Never been bitten by a snake. Nice.
Yeah. So I don't want to give away any information. I just happen to know where in the world Puff is, and I know the deal with snakes. And it stood out to me. It's like, oh, I'm familiar with that.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, who's up next?
Do you want to go next, Kyle?
Point, so.
I can do this.
Oh no, you've done yours, haven't you, Kyle? Go on, Winter.
Here we go. First one's kind of a tongue twister. It's not a rap, unfortunately, but it's a little bit of a tongue twister.
Mine is.
Yes.
I was in the local newspaper for blowing the biggest double bubble bubblegum bubble and won a year's supply of double bubble bubblegum. That's my first one. When I was in the military, I got to drive some of the tanks I was trained to repair. And as an adult, I have won multiple physical fitness awards.
I'm going to need these seen in writing.
All right,
so I blew the biggest bubble and was in the newspaper.
So I've got in local newspaper, drove tanks, and won Hot Bod Awards.
Hot Bod Awards.
One Hot Bod Awards. Ooh.
You know what? I just have to be insulting and say you did not win multiple physical fitness awards. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go with that because it's the funniest. But it could very well be true.
I feel like maybe.
Okay,
yeah,
Puff.
it's like that.
What do you think of
like,
Puff?
I don't think you've driven a tank.
I'm also thinking.
I don't think so.
What does he mean by physical fitness? Is this like a hot dog eating competition?
Clip it.
Cowboy wants to see a flex.
Whoa, that's spoilers. That's spoilers.
Time's running
Remember,
out.
my
Time's
robot
running out.
body don't count. Winter clearly has a hot bod. Thanks, Jay. Love you.
All right.
I want to see a flex.
One a hot bod one, and then followed by tanks and newspaper.
All right, Winter.
My true one is I have won multiple physical fitness awards, and I thought you guys might say that, so I had my mom take a picture of my awards and send them to me because I leave them at my
Thanks.
parents' house.
Thanks, Mrs.
Nice.
Winter.
So when I was in the military, they make you do physical fitness tests regularly, and you got to do push-ups, sit-ups, and running, right? And you got to get a perfect score or higher, and you have to get perfect at all three to get into the extended scale. I was the only person in basic training to get into the extended scale multiple times.
Good for you.
Only person.
Nice.
Wow.
That's good.
My other true one is I was in the local newspaper for blowing the biggest double bubble gum bubble. And I did win a year's supply of double bubble gum, which I ate in a month.
I'm more impressed by that than your physical fitness.
Yeah, I am quite impressed by that.
It was only 9.5 inches. But I was in the military as a tracked vehicle mechanic, so I did regularly work on tanks. However, the training for me to learn how to drive the tanks came after the date I was supposed to ship to Germany and go to my duty station, so I had to miss the training. So I never got to drive a tank.
So close.
Despite working on them.
That's great. Puff got it. Puff got it.
You got it. You got it.
All right, Caffers.
So yeah, I'm intimate with tanks, but I've never pushed the vroom vroom button.
The phrasing of that. The phrasing. Right. Well, you don't have to write this whole thing, Kyle, but I am now about to do my rap. So not including England.
Yeah, I'll type this stuff out
visited...
after you're done.
Yeah. Not including England, I have visited 16 different countries. USA, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, France, Belgium, Germany, Vatican, Italy, Greece, Malta, China, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, but not the Czech Republic because now it's Czechia.
That's actually just a song. That's not a rap.
No, it works. It works. I now I want to go watch.
I made it right.
Now I want to go watch
Somebody
Animaniacs.
remix that. Clip it and remix it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've visited, not including England, I have visited 16 different countries, and that was the list of them. Where quite a few years ago now, I had a big obsession with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I drew this picture now presenting on the screen.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
If you've got it.
Sorry, hold on. I was typing. Now I got to do this. Okay, here we go.
So the truth in this one is I can draw photorealistic people. So this is definitely not stolen off the internet.
Wait.
Definitely not stolen off the internet.
Definitely did not steal this off DeviantArt.
Okay.
Definitely.
So drew picture of
And
Spock. Was that Spock?
No.
That's what I'm typing. Okay, so we've got visited 16 countries other than England. Big obsession with smog and drew pic of Spock. Beginning poll.
No, that was part of the same one. That was.
Oh, they were part of the same one? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's part of the same one. The last one is I can do the lotus position and I can put my leg behind my head.
Flexible. Wait, okay,
I'm
so hold on.
The lotus position's not a real thing.
Visited lots of places.
Did you not know what the lotus position is?
What?
Also, isn't Kaffir's like 12 feet tall? No way her head's going up there.
Ooh, someone's calling my boyfriend.
All right, so the Drew Spock and Love Smog were both one.
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, new poll. Here we go.
Kaffir's
Started.
rap.
Oh, whoops. What is Kaffir's
We got the rap.
lie?
Oh god, it got clipped. Nice.
Okay.
Wasn't Benedict Cumberbatch Smog? Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. He was.
They're doubting me.
Yeah.
They even did the little face camera with the dots, and he crawled on the ground doing his lines.
Oh yeah, he's a super weirdo.
And they didn't have to do a whole lot to his voice. He did it really, really good just by himself. Okay. Oh, we got to talk about this. I know she's visited a lot of places. Now, 16 sounds kind of high.
I'm going with the Spock one. Not to throw you under the bus, but she drew a picture of me once, and it was just an outline rough sketch that she did in like 2 seconds. So I'm basing everything I know on that.
On that.
I need to look up what the lotus position is. That'll tell me.
You basically can put your feet inside your.
I can kind of do that.
Kind of the creases of your knees.
We've got a tie.
We have a tie.
Ooh,
tie
a tie
between Spock
okay.
and Smog and super flexible.
Okay, well, I can tell you that I have, in fact, visited all 16 of those countries. And one of them, China, I lived in for 4 months.
Oh,
China.
fancy.
Yeah.
China.
I did draw that picture. I can draw photorealistic pictures of people.
Then where's the one of my bear?
I grew so quickly as a child that I lost almost all flexibility. I can barely cross my legs. There you go.
That's so great.
Yeah, I grew so fast. I have a 38-inch inside leg. Like we
What?
measured it
She's
once.
12 feet, I told you.
Which is, you can't buy trousers that fit at that size. I have like an inch gap between my ankle and the bottom of my trousers.
I thought that was just a trendy thing kids did.
Just having really freaking short trousers. Yep, sorry guys, I can draw.
Well, yay, that was 2 truths and a lie. Did anyone get everyone's right in chat?
Somebody was 3 for 3 before we did Kaffers. So
Oh, Tim is asking me how tall I am. I am 6 foot, Tim.
She's tall. I'm only
6
5'11".
foot Tim.
I'm 6 foot, Tim. I'm 6 foot in
That's
Tim.
above 6'12". 6 foot Tim.
Yep.
That's 6 feet plus Tim.
Huff, you're taller than me though, aren't you?
By I think 3 inches, maybe.
Yeah.
6'3". I'm 6'3".
I think I might be the
6'3".
shortest one in this podcast for being a polar
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, but you got the Hot Bod Award, so
Twice.
twice.
And then I went to my duty station, and then there's this guy named Osman, and he was built like a tank that we worked on. I don't know how he fit in them. He kicked my butt at everything. It's like, your 120 push-ups, 302. Like, that's not
Wow.
even possible. You weigh twice as much as I do.
Muscle. I'm
That
very
guy was
strong though.
stacked.
Yeah, I'm not very flexible, but I am very strong. So, considering I'm a lady, I'm built like Xena.
All right, well, we've got some
Xena warrior
podcast
princess.
suggestions. By the way,
Yeah.
there are podcast suggestions, or you can put your podcast suggestions in the podcast suggestions channel on our
Your
Discord.
Podcast.
Podcast, Boomercast.
The
Podcast.
pubcast.
And I felt like, you know what? This was a good one for us to answer since we're all newer AfterLife members, and that is, why did you join AfterLife?
Mm.
Like, why would
Let's
you want to play
start.
with these people?
Why would you want to play with these people?
Puff, how about you?
Puff, what do you... Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
okay,
like Puff,
so-
get in there.
Yeah, basically, I actually knew about the server for a while before I even thought about applying. I actually enjoyed watching the server. I was kind of sick of Hermitcraft, so I decided to watch AfterLife instead, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought the content was good, and then I stopped watching it because I started, doing other stuff, and then I got the knack to play on a server, and then I realized that I could actually apply to AfterLife, and so I actually figured that out because I asked in the Discord. I didn't even ask normally, but I got accepted, and I guess I just kind of went with that after that happened. What about you guys?
I can answer for Kaffers, actually. She saw that we were a group of dudes and was like, oh, these guys need a mom.
These
Bad.
guys need a mom to pick up all their boats.
All these boats.
All these boats that get left everywhere. Right, Winter, go on. Why did you join the Afterlife server?
Oh, well, not to throw any shade at anybody, so I won't say names.
Oh, don't
but I
worry.
was
I'm
a part
throwing
of
some shade too in mine.
I was a part of an SMP with some dudes who were really toxic. Every prank I did, I got long talking tos privately in Discord for being a bad person. They're like, you couldn't do any, like, it was super toxic. I felt like I couldn't do anything with my channel.
Oh, wow.
Then I found King Z on Reddit, and his build style was gorgeous. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch this guy. Maybe I should, go make some new friends. And lo and behold, guess which SMP he's a part of? And I quickly made my way over to better people as fast as I could. That's the long and short of it. There were some
The long and
sucky
the short.
people, and there's some not sucky people, and it's easy to pick one.
Yes, I think that a couple of people probably have a similar story. Kyle, why did you join the Afterlife server?
So Winner
Yes,
and
your turn.
I,
Throw.
Yeah, Winter and I actually joined on the same day. We actually took our tour with Jay at the same time.
Nice.
So I'd been watching Minecraft and Hermitcraft for a while, and I only kept up with a handful of them. I didn't have time to keep up with a lot of them, and I didn't keep up with every season. And I always loved the idea of playing Minecraft with other people. And every once in a while, I would just get this itch to like look and see if I could find a group that was starting up or was accepting new members or looked like they were like of a similar size channel as mine. And so I would feel like I could ask like, hey, you know, I'd love to join you guys if you're open to it. But every time I searched, I found nothing but the most immature, unprepared people. And I was like, no, I'm not getting in this. I'm not getting involved in this. And then I saw Jay's application video and I was like, okay, he seems to have it together. Boy, I'm glad I was right. And so here's one thing I did that I wouldn't recommend most people do, but I'm too old to do it the right way. You should try to be a part of their community to get to know them better first. I didn't have time to do that. Also, not just because I didn't have time to do that, period, if it wasn't going to be worth it in the end, but also because when I found the application video, like according to it, like it was ending very soon, the application process for the dates. And so I made my application video really fast, submitted it really fast, and ended up really, what really sold me on AfterLife was, even though their response to my application was really delayed just because they were busy, like the communication with Jay was very clear and consistent. And I was like, okay, I can respect this. Like, that's fine. That told me all I needed to know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with the being super fast on the application. Because like you said, we were in together the same day. I just remember seeing Kingsy's mentioned in the thing, and I'm like clicking on it. I watched the video too, and I'm like, this ends in like 2 days. Make the video right now.
Oh gosh.
What do I have? What words did I save to show off my build?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, mine was pretty. I was pretty the same. Like, I used to be part of how many SMPs have I been? But I've been part of a couple of SMPs, and the only thing really is that they just kind of died. Really, there was never any problems with them. This was like way back in like 2014, before I got a real big girl job, and couldn't do YouTube anymore. But I was part of a really good team that did the ZooCast, which is what a lot of people remember me for still on YouTube. I get people who come to my channel all the time being like, I grew up watching your videos, and I'm like, that makes me feel really old. So they that was really nice. But again, that was just, I just got a job, so I couldn't be part of it anymore, and obviously it doesn't exist now. And so I started making videos again. I thought, I'll give this a go because, you know, the pandemic has happened. I am home most of the time now. And I think it was because the Hermitcraft season had just started back up. And I thought, I'll start watching Hermitcraft again. Got my fiance into it. And I was like, do you know what? I really enjoyed Minecraft content creation. I should do that again. So I started making videos, and then I thought, you know what, I'd really like to be part of an SMP. And I did the same thing as you, Kyle. I like looked up a whole bunch, and I was like, these all look like really little kids. Yep. And like, it's not. And then I found Jay's application, which was kind of like open-ended. And again, I did the same thing as you. I made the application and then joined the Discord to see if like I got on with the people in the Discord.
I'll be honest.
That was
when we've talked, we've made Jay's head big enough, but now to praise you, Caffers, if we got to the meeting to discuss your application and not everybody was positive about you, I was willing to quit right then and there.
Oh, really? That's really sweet.
I was like, no. But we all did. Everybody liked you.
Yeah, no, I put a lot of effort into it. No one else really has ever seen my application apart from you guys, but it's a cracker.
That would be a funny thing. We should release our application videos or make like a montage of them.
We should do.
I'm so scared though. We're gonna get an influx of just copycats.
You know what? That'd be a fun.
Well, it might be good.
That'd be a fun thing to do on like the AfterLife channel. Is do like a clip show.
Example.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like little parts of it, maybe not like the whole thing. Because mine, like, I was like, we just needed the token girl. Thanks, Jagero.
Yeah.
But like I went into it thinking I need to show these guys that I can role play. So like from the very beginning of when I was making the video, I was like, my main focus was like, I am going to show that even by myself, I can role play. So I like spawned in, and it's a really tragic story because like I made it in a creative world and I spawned in a ginger cat, but it took me a while to get a ginger cat.
How many
And then I had to
cats?
get rid of all the other cats, probably about 10. And I set them all on fire to get rid of them. So I had to settle. And then one of the cats set my building on fire that I'd made in creative because I forgot to turn fire tick off. So I had to rebuild part of it again because one of the cats set it on fire. It was very tragic.
You should have put a disclaimer at the bottom. Only 10 cats were harmed in the making of this application.
Making of this video. I just needed a ginger one that looked like my cat.
Hey, listen, every time I talk about you with my kids, my daughter specifically will say, she doesn't kick kittens.
But she does set fire to
But she
them.
does set fire to them, that's right.
That's the response now for that.
All right, next question is,
10.
which AfterLife member do you think you are most like?
I think Kyle, you and I are like two peas in a pod.
Right, I feel like I agree. I'm torn between Caffers and honestly a little bit Jaggiero. I know Jaggiero and I share a lot of musical interests and like other things that we've enjoyed, like wrestling and stuff like that. I'm torn between those two.
Yeah.
I'm curious if anybody else would answer with me because I'm struggling to think of
I
anyone
don't think they
else.
would.
You're,
So,
you're very unique, Winter.
If Puff over here is like, oh, I think Winter and I'd be like, please explain.
No.
Nope, I don't know who I'm most like, but I don't think it's you. I'm sorry.
No.
No, that's why
I think Winter's pretty unique.
Well, and that goes back to the stuff we were doing in Discord. Sorry, this is more private. Y'all don't know about this because we were just doing this in our chat, but we should release some of these to the public with the conversation generator. Like every time Winter,
I'll get one of them.
Every time Winter was in one of those, you could hear it in Winter's voice, and that plays into what we're talking about. You're just so unique.
Where did I put them? Did I put them in the general?
We'll link those in Discord after the stream and later today.
Oh my gosh, they're so funny. So if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, there's this thing that's been going around Twitter where you basically like can put people's names in it and it will generate like a conversation. And it has like a bit of a warning on it because obviously I think it's meant to be used by like fanfic writers because some of them are kind of like imply a relationship. So I just like went past those and got onto the funny ones. But like some of them are absolute comedy gold.
Here's my favorite one. And so it's a conversation between Jay, Skunk, and White. And Jay says, while I'm gone, Skunk, you're in charge. And Skunk says, yes. And then Jay whispering, White, you're secretly in charge. And White says, obviously.
I think my favorite is I did it for the podcast. And so it's Kyle is gently tapping the table, and then I'm gently tapping the table. And Winter says, what are they doing? And Puff is like, Morse code. And then Kyle starts aggressively tapping the table, and then I'm like, you take that back!
All right, Puff, who do you think you're most like?
Probably Justin, because we're both technical players.
Easy answer.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else that's like me, to be honest. But yeah, I'd say Justin.
All right, now another personality question. Let me get it typed up here. Who on AfterLife makes you laugh the most?
GP, hands down. Love GP. He's my favorite.
Love fest.
I'm going to answer this question as in like actually legitimately laughing out loud. I have to say Hubone.
Same.
Yeah, he's very funny. I was trying to think what I was laughing at recently on a video that just like literally made me scream. Now, it was something.
Now, I do often laugh at Caffers out loud, but it's usually either because of her infectious laugh or I'm laughing at her. But Hugh is the one that I think is the most that genuinely makes me laugh.
Cringe. Where's Hugh?
Yeah, no salt over the shoulder with Hugh, but hasn't cracked a laugh out of me. Not an out loud one.
We already discussed that you're unique, so
You're
He
but
gets
Winter,
he
you're the
goes
kind of
around, I'm like,
person who types lol in a chat and in real life you're just like stone face.
lol.
Lol.
Honestly, I do that sometimes too.
oh yeah.
You just like completely no expression. Lol. I'm laughing so much. This is so funny.
lol. It was Blonde Skunk's most recent video that legit got a reaction out of me. I had to redo my reaction for camera because it was so good. Like that's the biggest reaction I've had to a Minecraft video. Like saw the TNT and I'm like, and then it blew up. I'm like,
That's so good.
you haven't seen Blonde Skunk blowing up sinking my battleship, which we got to get him back, Kyle. We have to get him.
Yar, my captain.
I had a legit out loud reaction, which is super rare for me.
So I'm curious about Puff's answer because I just can't. Puff is so subdued.
Mm.
I have a hard time picturing him like laughing out loud.
It's a rare sight, I'll be honest, yeah. But my laugh is more kind of like a wheezing type of. It's not like a haha. It's like a.
But yeah, it's like a literally no sound comes out.
He's Shelton from Big Bang Theory.
I don't know. I don't know what that sounds like. But
It's the inhale laugh.
no, because I definitely exhale, because then I have to breathe after.
Breathing is still a requirement.
So there you go. You just heard it. I just did it.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, to be honest, like I'm like the Dr. Hibbert of the AfterLife server. Like literally everything makes me laugh. You're gonna die. Just like everything just makes me laugh. Like even Winter's like extreme prank. I was like, this is outrageous. Especially when I saw the end crystal.
What would make me happy to no end is if you started saying pish posh more often in your sentences.
When have I said that? Pish posh.
Guys, we discovered this week that if you want to make Blonde Skunk laugh, all you have to do is have him read or hear hee haw.
Hee haw.
Just hee haw.
Hee haw. Ooh, we have another question. I'll save that one. Gummy beats. That's a good question.
Yeah, we've got one more from our podcast suggestions and then we'll move on.
Yeah,
what is
I like that
something
question.
that's easy for you to do but seems to be hard for others? Now, I put in this question because I have a good answer and maybe not everybody has a good answer. So I'll lead with this one. So when I was like middle school, high school, teenage years, and it's a funny story for how I discovered this. So we were at a guy's church camp thing, and we were playing a game where we had to duct tape a friend to the wall. And it was a competition to see who could fall off the last. Well, we just happened to have this really scrawny kid with us, and so we taped him to the wall. We had to end the game because he wasn't falling. But that's when I discovered that not everybody can just tear duct tape with their hands. And everybody's like, wait, you can do this? Like every other team is like frantically looking for scissors, and I'm just over here shk, 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 shk. I always thought it was weird. I was like, why are you, what's so hard? What's your problem?
What's your problem? I think I can tear duct tape with my hands. It's like a technique.
Yeah,
there's like a wrist action to
I
it.
never understood that. Kyle is built different. That's right, Jay. What about y'all? Anything?
Go on, Puff. What about you?
I'd say. Wait. Can you repeat the question? Because I don't want to take it off.
What is something that's easy for you but seems to be hard for others? And like in my mind, like you don't understand why it's hard for others.
Oh, probably being quiet.
Being quiet. That's the greatest answer. I love it. You're right.
That is fantastic.
That is hard for me.
I mean, yeah, I'm just able to be pretty quiet, I guess, and I listen a lot more, which I don't know if that's good or bad for a podcast, but hey.
As long as not everybody is that, it's good for a podcast.
Yeah.
I've just thought of a different answer actually for mine, because I was going to say like drawing, because that's something I've always found easy, like hand-eye coordination. But actually, that's a skill that I've developed over time. So I don't think that's like a fair one. Whereas the other one that I just sort of naturally have is I actually have a very, very good memory, but for like the most random things. And I remember I had an ex-boyfriend and we would be watching like a TV show. And you know, when you like binge a couple of episodes and then like the next day we would go to like watch the next one and he'd be like, hold up, what's happening? And I was like, do you not remember XYZ like happening in the last episode? And he would be like, genuinely, no, I can't remember this. And I'm like, why? And I was like, I can remember, like, I have such a good memory that, like, sometimes when I'm talking to people, they're just like, I don't remember that. I'm like, it did happen.
Okay, then what's the 68th number in pi?
It's not worth remembering. It's not useful
It's
to me.
7. Or one of the others.
Or one of the other numbers.
It's a 1 in 10 guess. Yeah,
It's a 1 in 10 chance that it's 7. But like I can remember things from when I was a very, very young child. Like I can remember being in reception when I was 4. I can remember being in nursery when I would have been about 3 or 4 years old. So like I have a really, really good long-term memory. I have a terrible short-term memory. If someone asks me to bring back something I lent them, I ain't gonna remember that.
She's like, what was the question again?
Yeah, what's the
Achievement
question?
memory.
What's the question? I can tell you what I had for lunch 10 years ago, but just this, my working memory is awful, but my long-term memory is excellent. That's why I can remember fairy tales.
Someone just in the chat just said, I'd love to listen to a podcast with fish life people. Is that like
fish like people like you?
Oh
yeah,
people like Puff.
just a podcast where it's like, you know,
silence
for like 30 seconds, and then someone says, "Hey, did you ever see this?" And everybody else is like, "Yeah." And then another group of silence.
Oh,
right, go on, Winter. What's the thing that you can do?
I've been thinking about this for days, and I think I literally just came up with maybe something right now. Because Mrs. Tooth always points out how weird it is, but I can legit go 2 to 3 days and only eat once and never feel hungry. I'm still really fat though.
You got your hot bod awards. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
But like, it's just the weird. Like, it never crossed my mind. It's just something. I think it's because I grew up really poor and there wasn't a lot of food in the house. But I've just gotten used to, like, if there's no food, okay, there's no food. I'll wait till tomorrow.
Wow, that is probably it's probably an adaptation thing. You know, if it comes from when you were a kid.
And yet I'm still fat.
That's because your metabolism is like, oh yeah, this is the baseline.
I do have one friend who will go a couple days without eating, but then when he does eat, it's like enough for like 5 people.
Nice.
I'd like to see that.
You see, I can't go 3 hours without eating, otherwise I will literally die or like gnaw my boyfriend's arm off.
I watched your stream. Hold on, guys, we're gonna be placing this block here.
Yeah, it's the greatest. Got my hummus. I've been very polite and I've not been eating my little cereal bites whilst we've been doing this podcast, but they are here. They are here.
Let me just say that your fiance is so sweet and knows you so well, because it started off with, "Oh, my fiance is in here to give me a little treat because he knows I get hungry."
Yes. He knows I'm regular as clockwork, and like, you know, when it gets to like 12 o'clock, I think my best friend said to me once that like she sort of turns to me at sort of about 11:45 and is like, I feel a disturbance in the force, and I'm there like, I need to eat something now.
That brings up a good question. Okay, what time do you eat lunch? What time is lunchtime?
Depends.
Because 11 o'clock hits, I want to eat. It's time for lunch.
Usually like 2 p.m.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, if it's a feeding day, it's between noon and 2.
Part of it is so I've been trained to eat at 11 because where I used to work, we wanted to have a quick lunch outing, and so we'd run to the barbecue place at 11 because nobody was there. We could be in and out in like 20 minutes. And so because of that, I've been trained, man. 11 o'clock hits and it drives my wife crazy on Saturdays.
I'm 12 o'clock on the dot. I'm like, it's lunchtime now. I'm well trained, and then 5 o'clock dinner time.
It
So
depends
it's
on
very
breakfast
difficult.
for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
It
sorry.
breakfast
literally
matters
makes
too.
no difference. I could eat breakfast at 11 o'clock and still at 12 my body would be like, it's lunchtime. It's time for lunch.
Yeah, because like sometimes I'll have a giant breakfast and I won't have lunch. I'll just go to dinner. So it
Yeah, I
really
do that too.
depends on breakfast for me. So if I have a small breakfast, probably 11. If I have a big breakfast, probably not dinner. It just depends on that for me.
What about second breakfast as well?
Second breakfast.
If I eat in the day, there's no more meals. Like I'm done.
You're done.
And if I end up
Oh.
skipping a day or two, like I'm still like my plate doesn't get bigger. It still stays small, and then I'm good again.
Yeah, I'm
As you can
like
see, though,
the
I consume 1 million liquid. I think this is my 4th drink just this podcast, so I'm getting it all. It's a liquid diet, really.
Not sponsored by Dr.
I'm like
Pepper.
that not
This
sponsored
should
by
be a
Dr. Pepper.
Coca-Cola because I'm a polar bear. Coca-Cola, call me.
Yeah.
Season
Yeah.
4 in the mountains. I'm gonna do a giant pixel art of a Coca-Cola can.
With a bear. Fantastic.
All my videos
I was gonna say,
have
like,
a in the corner. Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm like that misquote from like the Hulk movies, like, you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Don't make me hungry.
When I'm
You-
hangry, you mean?
Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, I did like almost faint once from like not eating breakfast, so it's a serious deal. I've got a
11
lot
rolls
to
around.
fill, I've got a lot of legs to fill, with food.
All right, well,
It's all hollow on the inside.
we had a question from Gummy Beats. Favorite
Mhm.
animated TV series?
Oh, this is a tough one.
I'm gonna go first because it's the right answer. Avatar: The Last Airbender, hands down. I don't say anything.
I mean, it's
Nailed
fine. I like it. It's
That
I
is
mean,
a very good show.
We're
it's-
getting
It
an
is a very good
Avatar
show.
universe. They're giving us a whole universe.
It
There's
better
a
be
studio
good.
now. It's gonna be the best because the
It better be
the
good.
originals are on board. They're doing it.
All right, KB's got a really good answer that I can stand behind. It's not my answer, but Animaniacs, yes. And I, for some reason, can't get my kids into it. No, my answer, it may seem like a cop out, but I have to go with Simpsons. It's just, I love it too much.
They've been around forever. Boring.
Yeah.
Have you seen that South Park episode? Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
That's right. They're the OG.
The OG.
For me, it's actually between South Park. If you don't know, that's what my avatar is based on.
That's what it looks like
Nice.
to me.
And then the other one, and this one is more like it can be good, but it can be bad. But it's Family Guy. I learned the intro on my piano because it's fun to play. So
Nice.
If it was
nice.
left at the first few seasons, I would agree. And then it got dumb to me.
yeah, the first couple seasons were like
Were
probably
golden.
the best. I'd say.
So good.
Can I just say I love our new member Kenny Zope because I get to be Cartman now every time I talk about him.
Oh, we've
Kenny!
got to find a Stan and Kyle.
We
Stan,
gotta have the whole
Kenny.
crew.
Who am I missing?
Kyle.
Kyle, Stan,
Kyle.
Kenny.
We have Kyle.
Oh,
And
A
Cartman.
Cartman.
lot of Kyle.
Eric. We need an Eric.
Yeah, Eric Cartman. Well, I can say it's difficult actually because I have a few shows. Like I really enjoyed the new She-Ra that they did. That was fantastic. But I think you have to have kind of been growing up to like have something as a favorite show. But my favorite show like is an anime actually, and it's one that like no one else has ever seen.
Code Geass.
So my gateway was Sailor Moon, but I wouldn't say that was my favorite because that was the first time I saw a cartoon and was like, this is for me. This is mine.
She speaks
this
to
is
me.
this was made for me. And then we were in Singapore, maybe Malaysia, and this was back in the day when they had these things called VCDs, which was like in that transition period
Yep.
between videos and DVDs, or as they called them in Singapore, very corrupted data. But we
Wow, that
bought
was racist.
that is like a direct quote from a TV show that we saw in Singapore. But we like went out shopping. Me and my brother were like let off the leash. We were like allowed to go out in Singapore as like quite young teenagers. And we found obviously the first anime thing we could get because you just couldn't get anime in the UK, and like we only saw it because we had like cable TV. And we found this anime called Fushigi Yugi, and we bought the first box set of it. started watching it. My sister got in on it, and we were so addicted to it that we begged to go out the next day and bought the next 2 like sets of discs so we'd have the whole thing to like take home with us. And I think we watched it on my dad's laptop for like the entirety of the holiday and then finished it off when we got back to the UK. And it is still like my number one favorite like TV show, like cartoon. It is fantastic. If you've never seen Fushigi Yugi, it takes turns that you would not expect in what is essentially meant for like young teenagers. It is. I can't even explain.
Yafushi Shugi Wushi.
Fushigi Yugi.
Fujiyami.
So it's about a girl who reads a book, and it takes her back to ancient China, and she has to like fulfill a prophecy, and it all goes very wrong in very many ways.
That's like
And it starts off really, really cute, and then becomes really super tragic. It's just fantastic. It's like the most dramatic thing. It's like pure anime.
If you want some good anime, you need to watch Ouran High School Host Club. God, that was so good. So good.
All right, well, we are winding down in minutes. Let's do it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, let's do a rapid fire round. Okay. These are questions from podcast suggestions, again, on the Afterlife Discord, which you can reach by going to discord.afterlifesmp.com. I think that's what it is. I remembered, Jay.
I think you got it.
So we're going to call this rapid fire, but if you want to expound upon your answer, you can. But these are questions that were asked. But to me, they don't have like big, long answers. But again, if you want to go on, you can. Okay. First question. What is one name you would never name your child?
Jody.
Carl.
Y'all's answers. I feel like there's an obvious one. Adolf.
Adolf. Satan.
Right, or
Apparently
Satan.
you still need to rap Winter.
Oh yeah, Winter still needs to rap.
He's like, dagnabbit.
Satan, he's our man. This podcast took a really weird turn. Nailed it.
A great job, my captain. You're quite good at rapping.
Army matey. We be rapping on this deck.
All right, Puff. What are you not going to name your kid?
I haven't thought.
Kids, I ain't having no.
I'll be honest. Probably not Bob. I feel like that's a bit boring. You want to have something a bit.
That's fair.
Less boring.
That's fair.
I was gonna if you didn't have an answer, I was gonna twist it for you and say, is there a name of a girl that if the girl had that name, you just would not date her?
Jody.
Diana. That's the name of my mom. I cannot date you, Diana's. It's not gonna happen. Plus, Mrs. Tooth. Mrs. Tooth will not be happy if I did.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Probably because of a D&D game, Cynthia.
Okay, I love that answer. All right, next question. When was the last... I forgot, I wrote this one in here. This is a throwback to the previous podcast. When was the last time you washed your streaming cup / bottle? I expect very different answers from this group compared to the last podcast.
Oh. Never. I've never cleaned my bottle.
Okay, so he's with everybody from the last one.
I have one.
Oh, you don't have one. Okay, so you don't have an answer.
Dr. Pepper.
I just throw mine away.
Okay. By the next day? Like mine is at the sink right now.
Oh wow, here comes that's a serious. That is like one of those things they used to make hooch.
I see your jug. I raised you however many's in here.
Gavin smells. I used to wash mine every day because I had a little girl in my class who used to like definitely used to drink out of it.
Oh my gosh, Winter. Don't you have a refrigerator?
Ready to go.
The mini fridge is in the corner.
But is that water, Puff, or is it moonshine?
Oh, it's moonshine.
It's not
hooch.
It's not hooch.
It was an old apple juice bottle.
That's
amazing.
a serious apple juice bowl. Is it Jolly apple juice?
I've only washed it once because I've only used it for 2 days so far. So
okay.
Well, there you go. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah. Oh, daily. I mean, after every stream, it goes to the sink. But
I
granted,
put mine in the dishwasher.
I don't drink out of bottles. If I did drink out of a bottle, maybe I wouldn't wash it as often. But I have a big flagon that I use that my brother got me. Or handmade mugs by my wife.
Yeah.
Those are so cool. Can I have one?
What, the Kappa Smells mug? I'm making that merchandise.
So okay, since you bring that up, I actually had said to my wife, I said, you know what, this would actually, because okay, so this mug is $2 at Target, and the vinyl really inexpensive as well. I thought, you know what would be fun is to keep this running gag up and do these inside joke mugs and then send them to you guys or viewers or anyone who's willing to give me their address. I thought that'd be really fun. So, winner, if you want this mug, I'll mail it to you.
I will start streaming just to
be able to show it off.
Just to drink from the Kappa
And
Smells
thank
mug.
you for coming to my stream. All my streams will be called Winter Sips.
Winter Sip. Oh, I have a great answer for the next question,
All right,
Kyle.
so the next one.
Read.
What is your favorite school cafeteria food? Go for it.
So in my school, we actually had really decent cafeteria food compared to, I can see from your faces like that this was not a universal experience.
Oh no, I loved cafeteria food.
Yeah, I loved it. See, one of my things about like anywhere that you work is you always have to make friends with the dinner ladies and you always have to make friends with the cleaners. Like that is a must do. So I was always really friendly with the dinner ladies and they would always like give me the lowdown on like
nerd.
Oh yeah, I make no I made them a card when I left school.
No,
because
here's
I
what it is.
So much.
She was so tall they thought she was a teacher.
Yeah. That did
Mrs.
happen on a few occasions, not to me, but to the local boys' school had to wear suits when they were in sixth form, so sometimes they did get mistaken for teachers. But yeah, we had chocolate donuts, but they were not just like chocolate on the inside. The actual dough that they were made of was chocolate flavored, and they were fantastic. I would eat them again. Look at that clip. So good. Yeah.
Mine, so I have very fond memories of like the nachos at school and other things like that. But honestly, the thing I loved most in the cafeteria was the green beans. I'm a sucker for some sodium-filled, salty, canned green beans that have just been sitting in the juices all morning. That's my jam.
Ours didn't come with salt. That would have been the only thing good about it. For us, it was the pizza sticks. However, everyone knew when Pizza Stick Day was, and I never got to be close enough to the front of the line to get any, so...
That's so disappointing.
Sucked.
Cafeteria was bad for me.
It was a bad
That's okay, you don't
experience.
have to answer.
They didn't really have something that I would necessarily call food.
Oh god.
Right.
So,
Concurred.
yeah. But when I went to school in Australia, they had a canteen where you could buy stuff, and they would sell little like icy poles. Those I would invest my money into.
Nice.
They were not healthy, but they were good.
Oh, well, the question wasn't what was healthy.
None of it was
Yeah, I
good.
don't think the chocolate donuts were very healthy.
No. I like this next question, and I'm sorry if people consider my answer cheating, but who is your favorite non-Hermitcraft Minecraft content
I know what the
creator?
answer is going to be. I know what your answer is going to be.
Mine is a little cheaty.
I know exactly what yours is
Who's it
going
gonna
to be. It's Generic B.
Generic B. Yep. Okay, yeah, he
Yeah.
founded Hermitcraft, but he is not currently on Hermitcraft. Okay, Generic B.
Yeah.
I hear that he's not allowed back. They won't let him.
Really? Oh.
That's not what he
Apparently he
says.
asked and they gave him a resounding no.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Shouldn't listen to rumors though.
For
people.
me, it's ZloyXP.
He is very funny.
Who
He
is
is
this?
very funny.
Loy XP.
Zloyx. He is very Russian. He's very Russian.
Okay. Oh, there he is. I found him. Zloy.
He's very funny.
Yes. I tried to join Decidedly Vanilla before I tried Afterlife.
Subscribing now.
Yeah, no, he is very good. This is a tough one actually, because there are a
Hold
few
on, let me-
non-Hermitcraft
Let me
people
go
I
to my
watch.
subscription feed and see if there even is anybody.
I mean, he is part of the Hermitcraft recap, but I don't think that counts.
That doesn't
because
count,
That's not
yeah.
God, there's
I
so
would
many
say-
AfterLife members in my subscription feed.
God, they can't be your favorites.
Everyone should look like this, I think.
Oh yeah, obviously. And
Yeah.
another part of the question is the other part of the question to clarify is it can't be an AfterLife member too. Obviously,
Obviously.
I was just
Sorry,
just
GP.
assuming that was clear.
I was gonna say, like, possibly I did watch Mythical Sausage for a while, but I would say at the moment, actually, it's probably my friend Rin. I've been watching my friend Rin's content. She's been doing a Avatar modded series with a bunch of other guys. I think she's also the only girl on there as well, which is pretty big. But it's such an interesting mod, and like they've got this whole thing where they have to go to war with each other, like by the end of the series. So they have like a whole like war mod, and like it's really cool. Like she's been like getting better and better at making kind of content. She actually found me. And I was like, "Who are you? Let me see your videos."
What's her YouTube name so we can give her a proper shout out?
It's Rin Ever. I'll write it actually in the chat.
Perfect.
It
Link it.
is Rin Ever.
Rin Ever.
what she is called.
RYNNEVER.
Yeah, Rin Ever. She's
like that.
I think she's really good. And if she wasn't already on another server, I'd be like,
Oh yeah, I've seen her icon at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
or
she's
another in your
on our
comments
Discord.
or
She's on
something.
our
Oh, she's on our Discord. Oh, great,
Yeah.
even better. There you go.
Yeah, she's on our Discord. She was in I think she was in one of the streams earlier as well.
Cool.
But yeah, no, Rin is really awesome. She is like she's such an interesting person as well, because she used to be a van life person before the pandemic
Oh,
hit.
cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
so she does all of her content like on a laptop.
If I
because
wasn't
that's what
married,
she has.
I'd be minimum tiny house, if not van person.
Yep. I'm really into that lifestyle as well, but like my partner would not be.
My wife just yelled out, "What are you trying to say?"
I think I got someone.
Is it Dream?
Dream is like the cats I wish you'd set on fire.
I was gonna say, I will end the podcast right now if he's a dream.
No,
Instant
everyone
end.
just calls him Stiflerd, but his YouTube channel is Haas of Stiflerd, Haus, Haas of Stiflerd. I played on a SMP with him a long time ago. He is hilarious, and he does still do some Minecraft content, but he's focusing a lot on the VR Minecraft. So it's real fun to watch his streams because he throws on the goggles and you see him in the corner of the screen wandering around like a madman, and seeing his Elytra flying in VR is magic. It's magic.
That is cool. That just would make me feel so nauseous.
Puff, how about you?
It's so good.
I already said.
Oh, you did?
XP.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Zloy.
it's Zloy.
I love
I already
Zloy.
forgot.
Heads, it's Zloy.
Well, in that case, next
I can
question.
barely understand him, but I like it.
Next question. Pasta, potatoes. Sorry.
Wait. Shut!
Sorry.
Be quiet.
I just want to say, Stiflerd is a part of a podcast called The Void Frogs, and they have interviewed so
I've
many
heard of them.
Minecraft people. I'm just trying to go through here. Like they interview like actual devs of Minecraft, and they got Vintage
8
Beef
minutes
on.
left of the podcast.
They talk. What?
I listened to
minutes
that
left.
one.
Okay,
on, talk
I just
faster.
wanted to let you know he's got Ant Venom. He's got OMG Chad. Like these guys, it's so good. I know this guy. I'm really just giving myself a shout out here for knowing him.
Get on his podcast, Big Brain.
You could say it's getting pretty serious. All right. Pasta, potatoes, or rice?
Pasta.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Rice.
All three
Potatoes.
answers.
Yeah.
I love this one. If a horse wears pants, which legs does it go on?
Back two legs,
Just
obviously.
the back
Yeah.
two.
Yeah,
I
back
agree,
two legs.
two. I like the idea of all four though, and that it's still like connected somehow.
It's just like a really big belt going all the way
Yeah,
around the horse.
He needs suspenders for sure.
Horse suspenders.
All right. Here's a big one. This one actually was mine. I think I came up with this one. Excluding Kaffers. Excluding Kaffers. Which AfterLife member do you think smells the best?
Me.
Yeah. It's Puff.
Not Winter.
I was gonna say, Winters told me it
Instinct-
gets really hot in his recording room, and so I'm gonna guess he smells. Yep.
Oh yeah, look
That's
at
why I
that.
wear
Look at
dark
them sexy
shirts.
tits.
but instinctually, skunk is the first person to come to mind.
I agree.
because Skunk and then scent. Like there's just a connection mentally there.
Here's why I think skunk smells the best, okay? The dude works in masonry. Like, he gets hot and sweaty and does lots of, like, heavy stuff that I don't do all day, and most of us don't do all day. So when he comes home, he's gotta shower, and he's gotta make himself smell good. So I'm gonna vote for blonde skunk.
That's true too. Yeah.
It's our
How,
Torbjorn.
Jay? How? I got a studio light. I got another studio light. There's a studio light up there. It's hot. These lights are hot.
My
I can
excuse
change
is
the color
Florida.
of that one with this remote. Let's see if I can.
Ooh, what's that old phrase? This is an old
Change-
phrase my mum
change
used
back.
to say all the time. There's like an old-fashioned thing. So horses sweat, men perspire, ladies simply glow.
That's why you were excluded.
Exactly. I am definitely sweating right now, like FYI. It's freaking hot in here with 2 computers turned on. And that is why I hang my washing in here, because it dries really fast.
Well, I think that'll do it. We wrapped up just in time. Guys, good job. We got through all of our
Nailed it
questions.
first try.
everyone. Yay! I got my VTubing debut.
Yes.
Next time, face reveal, especially since you can draw pictures like Spock.
I never saw that picture. Where did you guys put it?
It's on here.
Oh,
it was on the
it was
I'll
screen.
put it back
screen.
on the stream. Here
I'll
you go.
say.
Here you go. Here you go.
I'm not. Okay.
It's
Oh,
like-
he's not watching the stream.
it's
You
like-
no,
can't
I
check
am.
out?
I just.
It's Pretty Boy Spock.
Oh,
He like
wow.
stares into my soul.
That is really
But-
good.
Why can't we have a Caffers like that? I mean,
Or like a photorealistic one.
Here you
Because those
go.
take time.
Here.
Those can't be made in Mind Animator in like 2
Here.
minutes.
There you go. There's your Caffers like that.
That's nuts. That's actually, that's like
There it
That's
is.
so
gonna be
good.
my avatar next time. It's just gonna be like Benedict Cumberbatch, but with his mouth slightly open whenever I speak.
Okay.
All right. Well, that'll end it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Ciao
Bye.
for now.
Bye.
Bye.